All right, so there's an elephant in the room, and we're going to talk about it. The last couple videos I've posted about my game that I'm developing has, drawn some comments, which is great. I love comments. I love feedback, good or bad. There's always something to bring out of it that's helpful. Even if it doesn't result in a change, sometimes a negative comment could drive you further into something, really motivate you. But in this case, it became clear to me that there are quite a few of you who are dead set against blind box games or blind box anything. So, of course, I'm going to question why. Because first, let me explain that I am developing a game, first and foremost, that I like, based on what I like, what I find enjoyable. And I think that is crucial when you're working on any project, that you want to start there. Like, what do you like? You're the master of the ship. You're choosing the direction it gets to go. Now, when you're creating a product, it's arguable that you want to listen to customers. One distinction I want to make about customers is that most people are actually consumers, meaning that's basically everybody. Everybody falls into the category of consumer because consumers make up the economy and what is bought and where and how. You only become a customer when you actually buy something. Now you are officially a customer. So since this game isn't for sale yet or available yet, we're only looking at potential customers, right? But still somebody to consider. So we're looking at consumers who are potential customers. That's how I choose to see it anyway. So I'm getting a lot of feedback that is against blind box games, but I happen to like them, right? Which is why I designed it to be blind box. Now, this led me down kind of a research path because there's a contrast there. There's people telling me they don't like it, and not only that they don't like it, that it's a hard no because it's blind box. Now, I'm sure there are plenty of people who actually do, like me, enjoy blind box type of purchases. But I wanted to know why I like it. So I started thinking about it. And I came to the conclusion that it's nostalgia. So taps into my childhood, but not consumer nostalgia necessarily. There is a little bit of that. I grew up playing Magic the Gathering in particular, and getting booster packs for my Magic the Gathering cards. There was an excitement there to opening a pack and not knowing what I was going to get. But in general, I've always liked kind of grab bags and surprises. So whenever there was a raffle, at the school fundraiser or something, and there would be a lot of choices that you can have, you put your tickets in, I would always lean towards the things that were a mystery because I always enjoyed the mystery and the surprise. So for me, it's tapped into nostalgia, happy memories, good moments. Now, fast forward to today, where honestly speaking, I'm not a huge consumer of blind box products. There is nothing right now that I am collecting. There's nothing right now that I am purchasing, or has there been for some time, that involves any type of surprise, mystery, or chance. The thing is, there's a reason for that, and it's because I'm pretty picky how I spend my money. So there's point one, that I came to, okay, if I'm a consumer, prospective customer, I'm going to be picky about how I spend my money. Therefore, I may not buy something that is blind box. Cool. Now, does that make it a hard no for me? No. Are there things that if I had the excess cash flow that I would happily purchase that are mystery items or blind box items? Absolutely. like I said, I like it. So if I had the extra money that I could, I would. But that is the point. So then further research, I, realized that in today's day and age, it kind of feels like everything is in some way, shape, or form blind box. And when you look at, everything from, card games, tabletop games, just collectible toys in general, there's a lot of blind box aspects that are prevalent in the market. But then you can even find it in video games. There's, and that's directly associated with microtransactions, which again touches on spending money excessively or unnecessarily, when really, like, I think of like some of the games I play, video games I play, that have had a lot of microtransactions that also involved kind of blind box stuff. And although it still taps into my nostalgia and my kind of excitement every time I would open something, I oftentimes would be hunting for that one item, that one thing that I felt would complete my character, my setup, whatever. And it can be really frustrating to have, especially with a limited budget, or even if you have excessive cash flow, to make a lot of purchases, or even if you're just doing the free-to-play mode where you're earning pack openings by investing your playtime and your effort and your time. So to finally earn a pack opening, only to have open thing that only has items you already have or things you don't have a use for or don't want, and there's no really way to effectively trade them in most games, if any games, video game wise, you're just stuck with it, and then you feel that kind of let down, and then you get back to that grind, right? Or you put out more money. So that is also another drawback. There's a pain point there. There's a frustration. There's an area of the experience that is a sharp downward trend, and you kind of have to work to come back up, which leads me to the next pain point or negative that I discovered, which is a strong association with gambling, because effectively it is gambling, right? You are putting money out there for a chance at something. And that's about where my research ended, because that's about all the information I needed to know that this was not a hill I wanted to die on. Now, the game I'm making, like I said, I am making it first and foremost for me to enjoy and hopefully find other people who enjoy it too. So it's not going to ever be a game that makes everybody happy. It's not ever going to be a game that satisfies everybody's wants and needs. There will be people who hear about my game or look at my game or even try my game and decide it's not for them, and that's okay. And there are plenty of aspects of my game that I will not change. So just a forewarning, there are things that are just going to be the way they are because I'm creating the game and I want them to be that way because I like it. The blind box aspect is not one of those things. I, at this point, have spent time not only on the decision to change it from blind box to completely non-blind box, but also I want to, like, I put a lot of thought in how I'm going to do it moving forward. There's still some details I'm going to work out before I present that in this video series. However, in the meantime, I'm willing to hear your suggestions, because one of the things I noticed, one trend from the comments I received that were anti-blind box, was that most people, it's like, I don't like this, it's a hard no for me, I'm out, sort of a mentality. But there was not a whole lot, there was some, but there wasn't a whole lot of, maybe you could try this instead. So not a whole lot of suggestions. So I want to open it up to suggestion, even though I do honestly have a pretty clear idea of the direction I want to go. But you can rest assured, it will not be blind box, okay? You will know what you're getting when you purchase, any of the game components. There might be a small element that is not directly connected to buying into the game. There may be just like maybe a special little side deal where there might be some random components in there. But for the most part, 99.9% of what you buy when you buy into this game, you will know what you're getting. And like I said, I have a pretty clear direction I'm going to go. But in the meantime, let's hear some suggestions. Let's hear what you think would work really well for this game. And for more information that might help you make suggestions, here are some facts about the game. So at this time, I've designed roughly 100 different items, or that goes for components, cruxes, platforms, modules, and item cards, ability cards, and all of this stuff. So I will say that although there will be a starter set with guaranteed items in that set, you'll know everything you're getting in that set. There might be a few additions of starter sets to match people's wants and needs and playstyles. You'll have a choice, perhaps. There's not going to be an all-inclusive set that has all of the items, all of the cards. It's just not really feasible for me to produce something like that. I don't think it's cost effective. I don't think it makes sense from a game development standpoint. And I plan on adding much, much more. Like this is just the 100-ish items. It's going to be more because there's a few that I'm working out the tweaking and working out the details of the design and the game mechanics to. There will be more initial launch than I currently have designed. And then I will be releasing expansions with more and more items indefinitely, hopefully. So a master set that has everything included is not going to really be a thing. But starter sets, yes. Starter sets that offer multiple choices of what comes in them, yes. And then additional, we can call them booster packs because they do boost your collection, your ability to play the game in different ways, but you will know what's in them. And I have a very clear idea of how I'm doing that. But with that information, and despite the fact that I've said multiple times, I've got a clear idea, I'm still wanting to hear your suggestions, your thoughts. Hopefully this is a good direction that we're taking the game, because I feel like there were really two parties. There were the very hard no blind box, absolutely not, and the people who were just kind of indifferent about it, where they didn't mind that it was blind box. They were still going to buy the game, but maybe they weren't really happy about it. They weren't really excited about it. And I know there are definitely people that stuff really excites them. I'm one of them, but it is not, like I said, it is not a hill I'm going to die on. It is not something I'm not willing to change. And part of the greatest aspect of developing an indie game from the ground up, I have complete control over this in the sense that I get to hear feedback from you and from other people like you, and take that information, consider it, and decide if it makes sense for my game. So I appreciate all the comments. I also appreciate that even the people who said that they did not like Blind Box, everybody kept it respectful, and I really appreciate that. There's no need for people to get insulting or anything, and nobody did. So I just want to say thanks for your input, for all of your comments so far, and let me know what you think about this change, and let me know what you would suggest for possible ways to present the game, package the game, different sets you would like to see, what would be in them, because there could be something I haven't thought of that maybe is clear as day to you. So thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this video, and I will catch you guys next time.